Hello, hello, and welcome to the next one. Now we're going to create something a bit more advanced. It will be a scenario. I will let us create new meetings, and I'm going to show you how to combine assistants with snippets. So this is my assistant. It's my default assistant. Her name is Amy, and she helps me with some executive tasks. If I edit her, I can see that the main instruction for Amy is quite big. However, it just contains a lot of data that is connected to myself, like my email address, my phone number, my various companies that I use and their details, my default company address, my Zoom link, and also some information about how to help me, how to help manage my calendars, contacts, CRMs, find relevant information, and more. This is actually simplified version of this because I have a lot more data for Amy that I use, but this is just to show you an idea that you can provide some things like this in the master prompt. Those are public details. It's not like my private details are here. Those are you can easily find everything in Google. But basically what I need Amy to help me with is so that I don't have to provide this all the time and she knows the context. She also can remind some things. So later on, we're going to learn how to give her some specific things about, let's say, my employees or things that I need to remember. But these things I do not put in the Amy's main instruction. I don't want to clutter it. Rather, I'll be using vector database, but I'm going to tell you about it in a separate video. Now, I have this general instruction that I can save. I've saved Amy. And I want to make a prompt, a snippet on top of this instruction that will help me schedule my meetings in Google Calendar. So what I'm going to do is go here to snippets and just create new snippet. This snippet will have a name like schedule meetings. It will be in category like, let's say, business. Also, I'm going to select the model. It's going to be, let's say, 4 turbo or 3.5 turbo. It's important that you select 1106 version or some other model. If it doesn't work, just default to 1106 because then we'll have the remote action that will trigger here. So instead of a rocket, we're going to have maybe a robot as an icon. And now I have this prompt that I've created and I'm going to paste it here. So answer with JSON and nothing more, use the following format. And we have event and we have place, we have link, description, name, surname, email, phone, and date. So that's basically it. Name of the place with the meeting, when the meeting is held. If not provided, use my Zoom link. This is something that I've added. Okay, and now I'm going to add this JSON mode and remote action, obviously, but we don't yet have webhook URL. So we have to go to make. And in make.com, I've created a new scenario. Now I'm going to click on this little 3 dots and import a blueprint. So I provide you a blueprint that will just let you quickly install some base modules. It's called Alice Simple Blueprint, and I'm going to just save it. And what you have here is webhook that will get the data from Alice and the response that we'll configure later on. Between those two bubbles, we will set all of our instructions. Before we do, please go to get data from Alice, and then I'm going to add a webhook here. We're going to add a webhook. Let's give it a name of like the same that we have here, but let's say first Alice, and then schedule meetings. I'm going to actually copy that and paste it in here as well. So I have Alice schedule meetings here and there and here, so it's easier to find it. Now I've copied the webhook URL to my clipboard and I can paste it in here as a webhook URL. Okay, save changes and our scenario is ready. We have to make sure that in the assistants, Amy has the access to this very snippet. So let's make sure we enable the snippet for Amy. And now I can just start a new conversation. In the new conversation, I press / and I look for schedule meetings, press return to accept it. Now the snippet is applied and this little icon here helps me understand that. Now I'm going to say schedule meeting with Greg. I'm going to give my email address for about marketing strategy for tomorrow, maybe 1300. And before I send it, I'm just going to run this scenario once so that I can get the data. Now let's send it. And it's important to do it first because we want to get the data structure into the scenario. Once we have it in place, once we receive this data and she says, okay, because we have response here that just says, okay, we receive the data and we have everything that we need here. We need to put it into Google module. And I'm going to right click on these little dots to create a new module inside and search for calendar and select Google Calendar. Now I want to create an event and select my my calendar, my connection. If you don't have the connection, you have to add it. We're going to add a detailed meeting and the calendar ID. I need to select my main calendar as the event name. I'm going to just set the event from here, like marketing strategy meeting. It's not an all-day event, so I'm going to set start date. And let me see how it works out. I have start date here, but I don't really have the end date. Let's see what we can do with it later on. But for now, we don't have the duration. We want some advanced option though. So if I show the advanced option, you'll see that we have a description here that we can fill in. Description is here. Location, it's the Zoom link. And please take a note of that the Zoom link was not provided here. Neither is it in the snippet. It's not in the snippet. So where does it come from? Well, it comes from the general instruction for Amy. She knows my Zoom link and she knows that she should default to this Zoom link if it's not provided. So I'm going to set the link here and I'm going to set the attendee as well. So click on the plus and then the name of the attendee is Greg and his email is greg@existence. So that's it. And show me as busy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is all good. Let's save it by pressing OK. I'm going to just auto align, save the scenario, and I'm ready to test it once again. So I'm going to just run it once more and copy this, paste that. I'm still in the snippet because I didn't press escape. So I will still use this snippet. And there we have two errors. The first one is a warning, and the warning from webhook like this, it just means that, well, it failed to get the response from the webhook because the scenario didn't went through and it stopped here because there's an error in Google Calendar. I did not reach this last bubble and I couldn't send the response. That's why he says, oh, sorry, there's some kind of error here. And Alice also helps me debug it. And in order to do it, she just gives me the JSON that she has created in case I want to check it. So event is marketing strategy meeting, place a Zoom link is, so everything looks really good in here. So what is the problem? Let's click on this little bubble next to Google Calendar module. And we can see that, oh, it's missing the end time. Right, so we need to provide the end date. And we can do it like multiple ways. There's multiple ways to do it. So for example, we can go to dates here and we can say maybe add hours. And we can use this start date and we can add 1 hour. So let's default to like 1 hour meetings. But this is not, not elastic. This is always a meeting that lasts for an hour. Even if I said that it has to last for like half an hour, well, we should modify the snippet itself. It would be the easiest way to do it. And the snippet itself, let me go to snippets. Let me select this schedule snippet. And first I'm going to switch to GPT-4 and then I'm going to modify the main prompt because I have date here, but I don't have the end date. So let me copy and paste that here. By the way, only the last line of this JSON shouldn't have comma at the end. This should have comma, and we had the mistake here, but AI is smart enough to correct us. And there should be also a comma. So let's do end date. And here we should just say, like this, calculate end date if the duration is provided. If not, assume it lasts for half an hour. I think it would work. Okay, so let's save it. And that's it. I'm going to create a new conversation now. And I'm going to make sure to apply this schedule meeting snippet. Let me paste, no, not this one. Let me paste this one. And let's run this scenario and run it from here. Now the end date is here as well, and it's set half an hour later, so it's correct. We didn't give like any specific time, so so the snippet knows that it should be half an hour. So okay, save it, and I'm going to do it again. But also let's test this. What if we say that? What if we say, come on, copy that one, paste it in here for 1 hour? Okay, what if we say the other scenario? Not assume it's half an hour, but maybe precisely have this 1 hour, and let's see if it works. And now we have invalid. Both of the dates are invalid. Let me see. Well, I can see that it added seconds here. So maybe we should check the snippet for that. Snippets. And let me search for it. Okay, we should. So we have day, month, year, hour, and minute format. Let's make sure we also have it here. Let's add, make sure the date is in this format. Probably that's why it's not working. Save it, and let's create a new, let's copy that first, create new conversation, schedule meetings. Okay, run this once more. Let's see how it works. Yeah, now all good. We even got the response from here. So we got this okay. And we can create a more sophisticated response. For example, meeting, scheduled. And we can provide the link to this meeting. Here we have the link to the meeting. And also, what I can see here, it has been created in my calendar. I even have this meeting link. I have the organizer, that's me. I have the attendees, and also needs action for the attendee. So basically, it sent an email for this person to confirm that that he can join me at this meeting. So everything is great, and in my calendar, I can already see this meeting is taking place. The problem is that if we schedule another meeting, we actually can schedule for the same hour because we don't check anywhere whether we have any conflicts in our calendar. So I'm going to show you how to handle that. And this is not difficult. We should add a router here. Let's right click on these little dots and then add a router. And this will be our happy path. So this is like label okay. I clicked on the dots. I'm just going to have like, okay, this is good. And this is not great, okay? So not okay. So when we have conflict. So when we have conflict, we're going to do something else. And in like first, we need to search for this conflict, right? So we need here another module. I right click here and select add a module. This is Google Calendar. And I'm going to search for events. I'm going to search for events, and I'm going to make sure I have the correct connection and the correct calendar. So the same calendar. I need to search for some conflicts, and the start date of the conflict should be the date here. We can also provide the end date. It will work because here we have that it processes events starting before the specific start date and overlapping with this date. So great, it's going to search for not only the things that start at the very same hour, but it's going to search for conflicts. And here we have the single events query. Okay, this looks good. Let's save it. And let's run this module first. I'm going to just click run this module only. And I need the dates. I need proper dates for the date and the end date. Well, let me see if I have it in my clipboard somewhere. I should. Okay, yeah, I have this one. And then I'm going to set the end date to half an hour later and see if it works. It should work. It should just run only this module. And indeed, it gives me the output of 2 bundles. I have even 3 bundles. I have marketing strategy discussion. I've already scheduled some of those when I was trying it out. So let me now, if there are some occurrences in the calendar, detect this conflict. So it means clicking on the dots, and in the condition here, I want to check for the number of bundles that this 9th module, here is the 9th module, returns. And if it returns any meetings, we'll have more than 0 here. Okay, so if this is, and let's go down to numeric operators, and here we have greater than or equal to 1. Okay, if it's equal to 1 or more meetings, we're going to have like a conflict. And if it's not, so I'm going to use the same condition, but total number of bundles equal to, let's make sure it's numeric as well, equal to 0. If it's 0 conflicts, then I can go ahead and schedule. If there is a conflict, however, I want to copy this response. I want to clone this module here. Let's delete that one. And I want to say that, well, not okay, right? Because we have a conflict. So I'm going to say conflict, and you have meeting at this time. And I can also have this from this bundle, I can get like the first link to the first meeting that I have scheduled for this very time. Okay, I'm going to save it. I'm going to run it once again. Let me see. Let me try to schedule again for 1300. So it should take the conflict path, and indeed it does. It says conflict, you have a meeting at this time, and there is also a link to this meeting that's conflicting. So, okay, so it looks good now. And for our very simple scenario for creating meetings and having it checked for conflicts, we can just turn it on and forget about it, and we can use this snippet whenever we want. However, obviously, the scenarios like this can be more sophisticated, and I'm going to show you that in the more advanced course, because we can also create different actions that will allow us to, for example, modify existing meetings, to get the list of the meetings, or maybe cancel the meetings straight from Amy. But this is the first step to do it, and I hope that you understand and try to recreate this scenario. You can also download the complete blueprint and just make sure that you have the proper connections that point to your calendar. For now, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and see you in the next one.